Hey, what's up you guys? Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of CLC's 7th mini album, Black Dress. This is one of my favorite albums that CLC put out, and the reason I actually bought this is because it is the signed version. So just as like a quick overview of this, I bought this from Yes Asia. It did take a while to get here, and I'm pretty sure that's because of their supplier. I'm not sure if they went through M-Wave or a third party to get it from M-Wave, but I think that's where they got it from. I do know that when I got this, there was some damage to the album. There's a nick here. It's rubbed here. There used to be a ton of black marks on here. I was able to get them off with a lot of rubbing with my fingers and then using a little bit of water and not damaging the cover, which thank God, because it used to be all over Sung-hee's face. So I really wanted to get that off before I unbox this for you. And there's also the imprint of the CD plate from when I'm pretty sure the girls were sliding the album back between themselves to sign it. So here's the cover, the side, and the back. So the album itself is very thick, and it does come across as a magazine, which I think is a great packaging idea from Cube. Okay, so here's the CD plate, which is very holographic and very reflective. So I'm going to keep it at an angle so that you don't see the camera and it doesn't interrupt it, but that's a really pretty effect. So we'll put that off to the side real quick. I think this folds out, and it does. So this is just a bigger picture of the picture that's on the CD plate. And then this is the page that has all of the girls' signatures on it. I'm really happy to have this. I do think this by far has been my favorite CLC concept. I did get into CLC during their debut, so from the minute that they had all the members to when they added all the members. So I've been with them for a while, but this is the first CLC album I actually bought. So the pages go from glossy like a magazine to matte, which I prefer albums to have matte pages. It's just my own preference. There's nothing else too deep about that, it's just my own preference. This is a glossy page again. So it looks like it's going to switch between glossy and matte, which is perfectly fine. I like the concept, especially with the red background in it. I think it makes the girls pop. So for CLC, I did have a bit of a bias change when the newer members came. And it's not because I don't like any of the old members, it just kind of happened because I followed Eunbin from Produce 101. She was one of my favorites, and when she was added to CLC, she just kind of took Sun Young's place from her. And it's not because I don't like her, it's just because I had followed Eunbin so much and supported her so much that when she actually was put into CLC, she just became my bias. So I still love Sungyeon. It's just, that's what happened. I do think the concept fit her really well for this. I don't mind when CLC does cuter concepts. I just think CLC hasn't had the best chances of finding the concept that suited them. And then Black Dress came, and this concept, I think, really just suits the girls. I'd really like to see them do more of a concept like this, just because it seemed they were all really confident in it. It was what they wanted to do, and that, okay, let me put those off to the side real quick, and that none of them seemed uncomfortable or fake with it. Like, I guess I'm trying to say that they all owned this era. I especially liked Sorn's styling for it. But I do know, and as an Idol stan, since they did come out and they're the little sister group to CLC, there's been a lot of controversy, I think, within the Cube stan fandom themselves, and then other fandoms saying that CLC is dead and all of that. I don't believe that. I don't think one group's success from one company can be compared to another group in the company at all. I think each group can be successful, and CLC definitely gets more successful with each comeback that they do. I just think it's that Idol found their niche very quickly, and CLC has not found their niche quickly, so they've done a lot of changing in concepts, and I just don't think it's fair to say one group is dead because a younger group from the same company has gotten success as quickly as Idol has. That's just my take on it. I support both groups, so I'm not really going to go into it further than that, just because I feel like I'm going to be beating a dead horse by just constantly repeating my opinion over and over again. But that's what it is. I just think that infighting and other fandoms saying things about groups just needs to stop. It's, if you support the group, that's great. If the group isn't the sound that you like, that's okay too. Just, I don't believe that you have to drag one group to support another group. Elkie looks stunning as well. I think all the girls just look really stunning this comeback. Like, this comeback really just highlighted all of them for me. Yeah, I'm not disappointed at all in this comeback, and I feel like I just keep repeating the same things over and over again, so I'm sorry about that. It was just a comeback that I fully supported. And I really hope that their next comeback is as great as this one was. And not saying it has to be the same concept, because it definitely does not have to be the same concept. I just want the girls to be able to get the recognition that they deserve. Eunbin. So, I don't know if a lot of people have talked about this, but from when she was on Produce 101 to now, she reminds me of an actress, and I can't think of her name. But she was in, oh my gosh, what was that drama called? Park Seo-joon, wasn't it? I'm totally blanking on the name, but I can see all of the actors in it. I think she was in that weightlifting fairy one too. I know she was in one with that had Nam Joo-hyuk in it. But she just really makes me think of her. Their face structure is really similar, and their expressions, so that's why I really think of her. But oh my gosh, I really cannot think of her name right now. That's gonna bug me for the rest of the day until I figure that out. I'm definitely gonna have to look that up before I post this, because that's just gonna drive me insane. I do apologize about the glare. I don't have the right camera setup to put my camera directly over the album, so I do have to deal with lighting glares and everything right now, which I do apologize for, but I think you can still see the pictures and the quality of the album itself, even with the glare, so once again, I'm sorry about that. And this, I'm not exactly sure what this is. Okay, so this is interesting, like a magazine insert to have the lyrics in here. So, Like That is actually my favorite song on the album. I just think it's really fun. I wish they had promoted it a bit. I think they did, but I just wanted it to be promoted a bit more. To the Sky is also a great song. Honestly, this whole album is pretty solid from them, and I'm not surprised because CLC does deliver pretty solid albums each time they put an album out. That's just my own opinion. It might not be other people's, but I have yet to really listen to a CLC album that I've disliked. So, I guess there's that opinion. I also like how they did color and black and white pictures. I always think that's a nice concept when they do that. So we're back to glossy pages. Unit pictures. These are nice pictures. Like, these would have been nice if they did, like, unit posters. They could have always done that. And they could have used these pictures, because they're all really gorgeous. I remember when I saw this picture for the teaser that came out, when they first announced it, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna slay. They just all looked so confident. And this also folds out again to a wider picture. It's also glossy. That's the back of the album, and here's the ending of the album, and then the back again. So pretty thick album. It's pretty tall too. It definitely rivals my Stray Kids album for being the tallest album in my collection. I don't believe that it is. I think the Stray Kids albums are, but it is definitely one of the bigger ones. So it comes with a 20 space ad, Cube Audition ad, and then it also comes with a bookmark, I'd like to say, of one of the members. So I got Eunbin, so I'll put her up here, and then it also comes with a Photocard. Since I don't heavily collect CLC, even though I do support them a lot, I'm not going to be upset with any of the members I pull because I do love all the girls. So here's the back, and so I got Elkie, who she's actually my third bias in the group, so not upset with this at all. So I'm definitely looking forward to CLC's next comeback. This was a great one to add on to all of the songs that they already have in their music library. You should definitely check it out if you haven't. It's a solid album. Just if you do buy albums that are signed, just be aware that they can already come with some damage on it, and that's just because of when the girls were sliding the album back and forth to put their signatures on the one page. So this was my unboxing of CLC's Black Dress, which is their 7th mini album. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed.